In this video, I'll show you how to find the unknown angle of a triangle using the sine law. What you'll need to be successful in this concept is the following formula, and this defines the sine law. You use this formula when you have the following configuration: angle, angle, side, angle, or side, side, angle. Let's start with question 1. In question 1, they ask us to find the unknown angle u to the nearest degree. So this is the angle u, and what we've been given is a scenario where we have angle, side, side. Angle, side, side is the same thing as side, side, angle. So this is a candidate for the sine law. And the sine law tells us that sine with the angle A over A is equal to sine angle B over B. Now we're not using A, B, and C for this triangle, and if you want to use A, B, and C, feel free to change these letters to A, B, and C, but we'll try to be consistent here. Notice that this angle has a completed side. In other words, there's an angle, and opposite to it, there's a known side. So we can use this to fill in this part of the formula. Sine 68 over 32.5 is equal to, and since we're looking for angle u, we're going to write down sine u over the side 24.6. All we have to do here is cross multiply. And what I mean by that is you take this number found in the bottom left corner and you cross multiply it to sine u. If you do that, you end up with 32.5 sine u. This is our unknown. And we'll do the same thing with this 24. 24.6 times sine 68. We can evaluate that on our calculator right now. We have sine 68, make sure your calculator's in degrees as shown here, times 24.6, and we end up with this number. Now, we can write this number down, but it's best to keep it in your calculator for the next calculation. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to write down this number to 2 decimal places, 80. And our next step is to divide both sides by 32.5. So if I divide 32.5, the left side cancels out where I have 32.5 on the right side as well. And keep this number in your calculator. Just click divide. You'll see an answer, 32.5, and that gives us 0.7018. Now don't be fooled into thinking this is the angle. No, this is the ratio that represents the angle which we're looking for. Our next step, and before I show you that, I'm going to write down sine u is equal to 0.7018. And just a little tip for you, whenever you have a number that represents a ratio to an angle, keep 4 decimal places. It will give you a more accurate angle in the calculation. So our last step is to take sine inverse of this ratio and keep this number in your calculator. Don't clear it. So shift sine answer, which was the previous calculation, and you end up with 44.57. So u is equal to 44.57 degrees. And that's the answer for 1. Let's move on to question 2. In question 2, this is a medium difficulty question. They ask us to find the unknown angle P to the nearest degree. Now let's find out why this is medium difficulty. Well, before we had a completed angle, as we do here, a completed angle with a completed unknown side opposite to it. But unlike in the previous question, the angle that we're looking for doesn't have the known side. So what we have to do is find out what angle R is, and then take angle R and the known angle and subtract it from 180 to find your P. So there's one extra step. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's write this one down, this ratio. Sine 39 degrees over 28. And angle R, sine R, over 41. I'm going to do the same calculation now as I did in question 1. So now that we're acquainted with it, we know what to do. 41 times sine 39 divided by 28. And this should give us the ratio representing angle R, and that's 0.92. I'll take the same advice as I shared earlier, 4 decimal places for a ratio. Now you take sine inverse of the answer, and we get 67.14 degrees, representing angle R. Now, we have this angle, and we're looking for the unknown angle P, so all I do is take 180, subtract it from 67.14, subtract it from 39, and we should get an accurate representation for angle P. 180 minus the answer that we just got, minus 39, is equal to 73.85. 73.85 degrees. And that's the answer for question 2. And there you have it. That is how to use the sine law to find unknown angles of a triangle.